Hello again, AVM 11. This is our week 6 to 8 topic, analyzing common business transactions, particularly the debit and credit rule, and how to journalize. Okay, so this is actually a 3-week topic, pero we will make it very, very short. Okay, at this point in time, nakakailang weeks na tayo, ano? Or kayo, nakakailang months na as ABM students. Let me ask you this one. Do you really want to be an accountant? Ano, sa lahat ng lessons na pinagdaanan ninyo sa major ng ABM, sa puntong ito, gustong-gusto nyo bang maging accountant? Sana naman, ano? Yan. Why? Because you are very important. Kasi, hindi produkto yung gagawin mo eh. Mag-o-offer ka ng professional service. And that is accounting. Kasi kayo lang ang may kaya nun. Saan? You could be an external auditor. Ayan. Pwede kang i-hire ng pwedeng bayaran ng company ang iyong serbisyo para maging external auditor nila. Or, pwede kang i-hire ng company as their internal auditor. I want you to realize na you are very important kasi kayo yung magiging um, kasi nga 'di ba accounting is very important sa isang business or sa company at walang ibang kayang gumawa nun kundi kayo lamang. And I hope you are inspired to be a CPA. Kaya no, balang araw, meron akong mga makikita sa inyo and hopefully lahat na meron ng CPA sa dulo ng kanilang mga pangalan. Okay? Now, in this week topic, you are expected to first describe the nature and give examples of business transactions, identify the different types of business documents, analyze common business transactions using the rules of debit and credit, and solve simple problems and exercises in analysis of business transactions. Okay, ulitin lang natin yung accounting cycle. Ano? First, you have to identify the transaction made. After identifying the transaction, you will record. Ayan, magjo-journalize kayo in your journal. At ito na yung journal entries na tinatawag. After that, you will post it. Posting, ito yung pagsusulat sa ledger. Journalizing, pagsusulat sa journal. Posting, pagsusulat sa ledger. And then after that, you will make a trial balance. Titingnan mo yung mga balanse ng bawat account kung tama ba. Ano kasi 'di ba kailangan mag-balance tayo kaya dapat magkakaroon ka ng trial balance. And then you will do a worksheet or ililipat mo siya sa worksheet. Mag-a-adjust ka, titingnan mo saan may kulang, bakit nagkulang, check mo from the very beginning, ite-trace mo ano. And then you will now make a financial statement and then you will close the book. And then balik ka sa unang transaction, paulit-ulit lang, paikot-ikot, kaya siya tinawag na cycle. The accounting cycle is a continuous process of accumulating, summarizing, and reporting financial information. Continuous and never-ending. Okay, kaya siya naging cycle. Now, let us go to identifying, analyzing, and measure the economic effects of transaction. Yan. So, bawat economic transaction, kinakailangan merong document. Merong ipine-present. So, documents used by business are analyzed whether it has financial impact or effect. Sa bawat dokumento, sa bawat transaction, titingnan mo ano bang nakapaloob dun sa dokumentong iyon. Iyon ba ay may financial effect or financial impact sa ah, sa company. And if meron, ire-record mo siya doon sa iyong journal. And you will identify that as financial transaction or as economic transaction. Now, kailan ka magde-decide whether to record or not? So, ito yung ating simple measures. There are two questions. The first question is, does it affect the composition of either assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, or expenses? And the second question is there a monetary amount that can be assigned to the event? So if the answer is both yes, may economic effect, at meron ding may epekto rin sa assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, expenses, then you will record it. Okay? Kung may monetary amount na pwedeng i-assign, pero wala namang epekto sa accounting equations natin or dun sa ating major accounts, then you don't have to record it. Or kung may effect naman sa ating major accounts pero wala naman siyang monetary amount na pwedeng i-assign, then don't record it. Kung walang effect at wala namang monetary amount, then don't record it. So that means if the answer is both yeses, yan, kung yes sa dalawang ito, then that's the only time na you will record it in your accounting books. Okay? Kailangan makakaapekto sa major accounts at kailangan merong monetary amount or may value yung transaction. Okay? These are some examples of financial transactions. Yan. Saan galing yung repair? Receipt of cash from client as advance payment to computer repair, o kaya payment of electric bill, firm pays for rent, ayan. Basta anything na may monetary amount at gagalaw yung accounting equation nyo, then that is a financial transaction. Ano naman ang example ng non-financial transaction? Halimbawa, hiring and termination of employees. Bakit siya non-financial? Oo nga't magagalaw yung ating assets do'n kasi 'di ba, mababawasan yung ating pasuswelduhin or madadagdagan yung pasuswelduhin. Yung moment na pag-hire mo or yung pag-terminate mo ay hindi mo pa kayang lagyan ng yes na monetary value. That means hindi pa siya financial transaction. Pero yung moment na pinasweldo mo na, yon yung financial transaction. Next, recognition from the government as most outstanding business. Kapag binigyan ka ng award or any recognition from the government or any other organizations, then that is a non-financial transaction. Next, death of owner. Yan. So, walang mga monetary value na naka-assign doon sa mga pangyayaring ito. Therefore, hindi siya financial transaction. And I hope that is very, very clear. Now, what are the source documents na kailangan mong i-check para malaman kung siya ba ay financial transaction o hindi? Yan. Example is the sales invoice. Ano bang pinagkaiba ng sales invoice sa official na resibo? Pag sinabing sales invoice, ibinibigay mo siya doon sa customer mo para malaman niya kung magkano yung babayadan niya. Ngayon, kapag nagbayad na si customer, then yun pa lang yung time na ang kailangang ibigay mo sa kanya ay official receipt. Si sales invoice ay para lang malaman niya kung magkano yung kailangan niyang bayadan. Official receipt ay nakalagay doon kung magkano yung kanyang binayadan. Okay? Next, statement of accounts. Ayan, yung ating mga, tawag dito, reports. Yan yung mga pwede nating tingnan. Yung past reports or report ng bawat department. Yan. Delivery receipt. Mga resibo ng deliver. Validated deposit or withdrawal slip from the bank or any other entities. Yan, mga deposit slip at withdrawal slip. Statement of account. Ayan. So, yun yung mga example ng example ng source documents. No, yun yung mga pruweba na nagkaroon ng financial transaction. So, lahat ng iyon ay kinakailangan nating i-keep. Kasi important yan as evidence or proof doon sa transaction na nangyari. Now, let us go to recording to the journal or what we call the journalizing process. Ano ang kinakailangang laman ng journal? Pinakita na natin dun sa ating last video. You have to include the date, kung ano yung account na na-debit or na-credit, kung magkano ang na-debit at na-credit, and a short explanation on what transaction was made. So, ayan yung nilalaman ng ating journal. Nakita naman natin yan last week. And saan mo pwedeng makuha ang mga information na ito? Yes, you have to check for the source document. Kasi sa source document, makikita mo kung ano dun yung nangyari. No, naandun si date, naandun kung magkano, naandun yung anong na-purchase, anong ibinigay, anong service, or whatever. Yeah, and the process of recording to your journal is what we call the journalizing. Now, paano mo malalaman kung ano yung na-debit at kung ano yung na-credit na amount? You have to consult the rules of debit credit. And this part is very, very important kasi hindi pwedeng magkapalit ang iyong mga pagde-debit at pagde-credit. That is why you have to memorize this one. Ito na nga. The rules of debit and credit. Madali lang naman siyang i-memorize, lalo na kapag paulit-ulit kayo nagagawa na exercises. Yan. This is our accounting equation. Assets is equal to the liabilities plus equity. Now, the left side represents the debit side and the right side represents the credit side. But wait, there's more. Again, assets, the value received by the business or what the business paid for. Ito yung mga nare-receive mo. And then si liability, the other side or the liability and the equity is the source of value received. Yan. And saan manggagaling? It could either be from the revenue, expenses, or drawings. Now, this is the rule. Sa assets, kapag tumaas si asset mo, ang ire-record mo ay debit. For example, nadagdagan si cash, nadagdagan si inventory, nadagdagan si equipment, meron ka accounts receivable, ire-record mo yun sa debit kasi tumaas si asset mo. Kapag bumaba si asset mo, then that is the credit. Halimbawa, nagbayad ka ng utang, so bumaba si cash, therefore sa credit mo siya ire-record. On the other hand, kay liabilities, kapag nagkaroon ka ng utang or kapag nagkaroon ka ng liability, you will record it as a debit. As a credit. So kapag nabawasan naman si liabilities mo, halimbawa, nakapagbayad ka ng utang, so nabawasan ang iyong kautangan, bumaba si liability, therefore it is a debit. Ito naman, kapag tumaas si equity, halimbawa, nagka-sales, ayan, so that is a credit. Nag-invest ng capital, yun ay halimbawa ng credit kasi tumaas si equity. Now, kapag bumaba sa equity, anong example yon? Nagkaroon ka ng expenses, nagkaroon ng withdrawal ng yung owner ng pera, so that will record as debit. Ayan, tatandaan nyo yan, ha? Assets, pag tumaas si asset, debit. Pag bumaba, credit. Si liability at si equity, pag tumaas, credit. Si liability at equity, kapag bumaba, debit. So, this is very, very important. Madali lang yan tandaan. Kayang-kaya niya yan. The double entry bookkeeping. Kapag sinabi nating double entry, dito nagkakaroon ng dual effect kasi bawat transaction ay merong dual effect. That means, merong dalawa na maaapektuhan. For example, bumili ka ng equipment using your cash. Yung maaapektuhan? One is the cash and the other one is the equipment. Nabawasan si cash, nadagdagan si equipment. So, merong dalawang account na magagalaw. Another example, umutang ka ng cash. So, ang magagalaw naman dun ay si cash, kasi tataas si cash, and then you will have accounts payable or kay liability. So, nagkaroon ka ng cash, nagkaroon ka ng liability. Therefore, may dalawa na namang account na nagalaw. A debit side entry must have a corresponding credit side entry. Ayan, kapag may debit, dapat may credit. Kasi partner nga sila eh. Kaya siya tinawag na dual effect. Ito yung example. Meron tayong dalawang uri ng entry. We have the simple and the double entry. Pag sinabing simple entry, dalawang account lang yung apektado. Ibig sabihin, one debit is equal to one credit. Dalawa lang. However, kapag ang tawag dito, double entry, merong isa o higit pa na account na magagalaw. More than one debit entries or merong more than one credit entries. One debit is equal to, can be equal to more than one credit entries and vice versa. Pwedeng dalawang debit, isang credit. Basta hindi lang dalawa. Mayroong tatlo o higit pa. Later, may mga example tayo. Ayan, analysis of business transaction. So, ito na yung paano ba natin iisipin kung paano ba siya ilalagay sa journal. Yan. Of course, number one is you have to identify the transaction from the source documents. Tingnan mo sa resibo, ano ba yung sinasabi ng resibo? Ako ba ay bumili ng inventory, ng supply, or ng equipment? O ako ba ay nagbayad ng serbisyo or ng bills or whatever? Next, indicate the accounts. Titingnan mo ay base dun sa resibo, anong account? Base dun sa transaction na nanggaling dun sa resibo, ano bang account ang aking magagalaw? Is it the asset, the liabilities, the equity, the income, or expenses? So, titingnan nyo, after nyo ma-identify, ano na doon sa major accounts natin ang magagalaw. Next, ascertain whether each account is increased or decreased by transaction. So, titingnan mo, tumaas ba si asset dahil sa transaction na ito? Bumaba ba? Tumaas si liabilities? Bumaba si liabilities? Equity? Anong nangyari? Si income on si expenses. Okay? Then, doon na papasok yung rules ng debit and credit at titingnan mo kung sinong account or anong account ang na-debit at anong account ang na-credit. So, this is the example. Ayan. Let us have first this transaction. Ayan. Halimbawa, ang first transaction natin ay dated January 5, 2020. TM invested 300,000 pesos to start an auto repair business. Sabi, the first transaction is si TM ay nag-invest ng 300,000 pesos para makapagpatayo ng auto repair. Tingnan muna natin, doon sa kanyang pag-i-invest ng 300,000, ano ang magagalaw? Siyempre, asset. Kasi magkakaroon siya ng cash. So, nadagdagan si cash, that means nadagdagan si asset, therefore, magde-debit tayo kay cash. Di ba? Sabi natin, kapag nadagdagan si asset, debit yun. So, debit kay cash. Next, investment. So, meron kay equity, particularly the capital. Tataas si capital, tataas si equity, therefore, credit kay capital. Okay? O, dalawa. Tawag dito, cash and credit. Okay? Now, paano natin siya i-record sa ating journal? So, ito yung ating journal. Ayan, may date, may particulars. Ito yung, ibig sabihin, dito natin ilalagay yung short explanation, yung account titles and explanation. Then, the reference number, debit, and credit. Ang date natin is January 5, 2020. Particulars, unahin natin lagi ang asset. Pag ganito kasi lagi yan, pag ganyan. So, asset, cash, magkano? 300,000. Saan? Sa debit. Yan. So, ganyan ang paglalagay ng number. Sorry, ano siya, dapat pantay doon sa ating mga sa ating mga cell para mas magandang tingnan. Next, si TM Capital ay nasa equity and credit. Ayan. Then, short explanation, initial investment of owner. So, that is the first entry. Ayan. Nakaisang entry ka na kay journal. Ganon ang pag-journalize. Okay? Ma'am, bakit wala pong nakalagay dito sa reference number? Lalagyan mo lang si reference number kapag na-post mo siya sa ledger. Kapag naglilipat ka na, halimbawa, itong first transaction na ito ay nailipat mo na sa ledger, tsaka mo palang lalagyan yung references. Yung reference, sorry. To denote na ito ay na-post mo na. Okay? Another transaction. Transaction number 2. It is dated January 6, 2020. TM invested one set of computer amounting to 30,000 pesos and office table and chair worth 9,000 pesos. Yan. So, meron tayong nag-invest ng computer na 30K at office chair and table na worth 9K. So, ang magagalaw ay si equipment and furniture. Debit. Bakit debit? Kasi nagkaroon ka. Nagkaroon ka ng computer at nagkaroon ka ng office table at chair. Yung pangalan ng mga accounts, nakadepende yan doon sa charts of account na ginawa mo. Yung iba kasi ang ilalagay dito ay PPE or plant property equipment, pinagsasama-sama na. Pwede namang bukod sa equipment or bukod si furniture. Okay? So, debit kasi nagkaroon ka ng computer set at ng office at table. Ano pang magagalaw? Si equity. Ma'am, bakit po si capital? Kasi meron tayong clue word na invested. So, kapag ikaw ay nag-invest, ibig sabihin ang magagalaw mo dyan ay si capital. Kasi hindi ka kay cash kumuha ng ng pambili ng equipment at furniture. Nagdagdag ka ng panibagong investment para hindi mo magalaw si cash. Therefore, additional siya sa iyong capital. Paano natin siya ipopost? We write the date, January 6, 2020. Equipment, magkano yung equipment? 30,000. Ito yung computer set, 30,000. And then the furniture worth 9,000. Ayan, debit. And the capital worth 39,000. Okay, nakuha ninyo? Yan. And then a short explanation, investment of equipment and furniture. Okay? Kailangan wag kayong magkakamali sa paglalagay sa debit and credit. And another thing, kailangan kapag natapos nyo ng lahat yung paglalagay sa journal ay kapag inad nyo si debit ay kailangan equal sa sum ng lahat ng credit. So kagaya nito 300 plus 30,000 plus 9,000 is 339,000. Kapag inad ko itong dalawa, kailangan 339,000 din yung lalabas. So yun yung pagbabalance. Pwede kasing sa una pa lang, sa journal pa lang ay sure ka ng balance yung paglalagay mo. Kasi sa posting, kung tama yung paglalagay mo sa journal, balance na rin agad yun matik sa ating ledger. That's very simple lang. Yan. So, ito yung halimbawa natapos niya na yung journal for the month of January. Ito yung lumabas. Ayan. Andito tayo sa pangalawa. Ito ay tools. So, cash. Bumili siya ng tools gamit ang cash. So, bumili ng tools, therefore, nagkaroon ng asset, kaya siya nasa debit. And ma'am, bakit nasa credit to, si cash? Bakit po si cash ay nasa credit? Kasi nabawasan si cash. Dahil yun ang pinambili niya nung tools. Kaya nasa credit side yung ating cash. And then, explanation. Ayan, various tools for cash or purchase of various tools for cash. Yun yung example. Next transaction, nasa debit si cash, 200,000. That means nagkaroon siya ng cash. Bakit? Ayan, sabi dyan, no loan payable. Umutang siya sa iba. Umutang siya sa creditor. So, nagkaroon siya ng liability. Kapag tumaas ang liability, ilalagay natin siya sa credit side. Okay? And so on and so forth. Now, if you will add this, yan, lahat ng nasa debit, at i-add mo rin tong lahat ng nasa credit, dapat equal sila. No. So, i-add ninyong lahat. Tingnan natin kung pare-parehas nga, kung equal ba yung both sides. Pero hindi ko na i-add. Tingnan nyo na lang. Basta alam ko ay dapat ay balance yan. Ayan, para ma-practice tayo sa rules of debit and credit, let us do this exercise. Identify natin kung anong account ang madi-debit and kung anong account ang maki-credit. We will be guided by the rules of debit credit na naka-post dyan sa upper right. Okay? First transaction, purchase of inventory for cash. So, bumili ka ng inventory gamit ang cash. Debit kay inventory and then credit kay cash. Why? Debit kasi tumaas si inventory, credit kasi bumaba si cash. And note that inventory and cash ay parehas nasa asset. So, ito yung susundin natin. Okay? Number 2, purchase of inventory on account. Pag sinabing on account, utang muna. No, hindi mo babayadan ng cash, utang muna siya. So, purchase of inventory, tataas si inventory, therefore debit ulit kay inventory, and then credit kay, magkakaroon ka ng utang eh. Credit kay liability or kay spelling na accounts payable. Accounts payable yan ha. Accounts payable. Hindi natin sure kung notes payable o accounts payable. Depende doon sa source document. Ano pinakaiba ng dalawa? Kapag accounts payable, verbal lang. Kapag notes payable, meron kang present na promissory note. Again, debit kay inventory kasi nag-purchase ka ng inventory. And then, credit kay accounts payable kasi on account, nagkaroon ka ng utang. Okay, so tataas si liability, therefore, credit. Number 3, payment of accounts receivable. So, ito naman, ikaw naman yung may pautang. So, nagbayad sa'yo yung may utang sa'yo. Tataas si cash, therefore, debit kay cash. And then, bababa si accounts receivable. Receivable. Kasi nga, mababawasan na yung pautang mo dahil may nagbayad na. Debit kasi tataas si cash. Credit kasi bababa si accounts receivable. So, naandito tayo kay assets kasi parehas assets yan. Next. Sale of goods on account and the charging of the cost of goods sold as expenses. So, nakabenta ka ng goods and then mayroon tayong tinatawag na cost of production na i-record mo as expenses. Okay. Sales. So, ito ay cash. Debit kay cash. Credit kay revenue or sales. Diba? Ito ay galing sa asset, tumaas si cash, therefore debit. And then sa equity, nagkaroon ka ng sales or revenue, kaya credit. Now, ito yung tinatawag nating double entry. Meron pang isa. Bababa si inventory. Kasi nga, meron tayong tinatawag na cost of, anong tawag dito? Cost of production. So, bababa si inventory, credit, inventory. Ano kaya ang debit partner niya? Debit kay expenses. Okay? Note class na si expenses is always a debit. Why? Kasi nagpapababa siya ng equity. Okay? So, laging partner yan. Kapag may debit, meron kang credit. Kailangan laging partner-partner. So, ayan yung tinatawag nating double entry. Number 5. Kailangan ma-present nyo yan kasi ay hindi magbabalance sa dulo. Number 5, collection of accounts receivable. So this is the same as number 3. Nakapag-collect ka ng pautang mo. Therefore, debit kay cash, credit kay accounts receivable. Ay, anong AC? Aircon. Accounts receivable. Sorry, ang pangit ko magsulat. Number 6, payment of accounts payable. Ayan, nagbayad ka ng accounts payable. Halimbawa, binayadan mo na yung utang mo din sa number 2. Using cash. Ano? So, this is credit kay cash. But credit? Kasi mababawasan na si cash dahil ipambabayad mo nga. And then debit kay accounts payable. Ayan, ano, kapag bababa ang liability mo, i-record mo siya as debit. Kaya, debit accounts payable. Next, cash drawings of the business owner. Cash drawing. So, nag-withdraw ng cash. Mababawasan si cash, credit cash. And debit as owner's drawings. Ayan. Meron din tayong accounts for owner's drawing. Ito ay nasa equity. So, debit kasi bababa. Ano? Bababa. Next, payment of advance rent. Nagbayad ka ng advance rent. Credit kay cash kasi mababawasan si cash. And then, debit kay prepaid expenses. Kung natatandaan nyo, no, si current assets, kapag nagbayad ka ng advance, this will record as prepaid expenses. Now, kapag na-consume mo na yung covered ng months na yun, then it will record as expenses. Ano? So, debit mo na siya dito sa prepaid expenses kasi as of the moment, yun ay asset mo. Number 9, payment of supplies expense. Yeah, halimbawa, bumili ka ng mga supplies, ballpen, mga plastics, ganyan. So, credit kay cash, expense. So, debit kay expenses. Usually, yung ibang company, nagkakaroon pa ng iba't ibang klaseng expenses. Merong supplies expenses, merong, anong tawag dito? Interest expense, yung mga bills expense, rent expense, ayan, meron bang iba't ibang klase ng expenses. But for the sake of example, i-general ko na siya as expenses. And last, number 10, obtaining a cash loan. Umutang ka na naman. Debit kay cash, credit kay loans payable or accounts payable. Okay? So, basically, yan ang rules of debit and credit. Always note that if you have a debit, kailangan may partner siyang credit. And there are times na meron tayong transactions na hindi lang isang entry. Merong dalawang entry kagaya ng ating number 4. At kailangan basahin ninyong mabuti yung nangyaring transaction. Okay? And that's all for this week. I hope you have learned a lot and nag-enjoy kayo sa ating rules of debit and credit. So, I'll see you on the last video, very, very last topic na natin. I'll see you. Bye-bye.